Okay, what are my 5 properties of to make a quadrilateral a parallelogram? Give me one.
Opposite sides are congruent.
Opposite sides are congruent. There's one. Opposite sides are parallel. There's 2. Opposite angles are congruent. Hey, it's not your turn. Consecutive angles are supplementary. And what's one more?
Diagonals
bisect each other. Okay, so some common mistakes on your quiz you need to be careful. Diagonals are not congruent in a parallelogram. Okay, that does not constitute one. And diagonals do not bisect the angles. Okay, 2 very important things. Now, we're going to talk about rectangles. Okay, and a rectangle is a parallelogram. Okay, so all 5 properties of a parallelogram are included, plus it has 4 right angles. Okay. It has 4 right angles, and now if it's a rectangle, we can say that the diagonals are congruent. Okay, so not necessarily if it's a parallelogram, it has to be a rectangle for the diagonals to be congruent. Okay, so I'm looking at number 1. What's QR? Why? Well, why? Opposite sides are congruent. Okay, and what is SR? 24. Why? Opposite sides are congruent. How on earth are we going to find SQ? Yep. Okay. Because this is a rectangle, these are all right angles. So we've got 490-degree angles. So if this is 24, so this is P, Q, and S. So PS is 10, 24. How are we going to find SQ? Okay, so what is my first part squared? 100 plus 576 equals SQ squared. So 100 plus 576. So 676 equals SQ squared. So what's SQ? 26. Okay, so what's PR? Why?
Because diagonal.
Yep, it's 26 because diagonals are congruent. And then QT is going to be why? Because diagonals bisect each other. Very good. And this, yeah, angles are always super fun, but it's not as hard as parallelograms, I don't think. Okay. All right. So what's AC?
30.
Why? Diagonals bisect each other. So that's 15. That's 15. What's BD?
30.
Why?
Because
Diagonals are congruent. What would BE be? 15. Because diagonals bisect each other. AB, 27, why? Opposite sides are congruent. So now we need BC. So we're going to have to do bigger and there. So I've got my triangle, I've got 27. I remember my 30 is over here now. So am I finding the hypotenuse or a leg? A leg. So 27 squared is
729.
729 plus 100. So x squared is 171. Square root it.
13.1.
So 13.1. Do you want the nearest 10? Remember. You confused back there, David?
No.
Alright, so guys, if we look at this triangle right here, each one of these triangles is a what kind of a triangle? Oh, it's not equilateral.
Isosceles.
It's isosceles. Okay, so if these two sides are congruent, these two base angles are congruent, right? Alright, so that's going to help us out when we get over here. MJK.
Oh. 90.
90 degrees. Okay, remember all of these guys are 90-degree angles. This is not a rectangle. So MJL then, 63, because we had to subtract that 27 from it, right? So JLK. What? Alternate interior angles, good. That's 63. KML. You're going with 27? How'd you get that? If this is 63, what's this have to be? 63, because we've got the isosceles triangle. If that's 63, this has to be 27. And then M and L. M and L. So if this is 27, what's this? 27, so how are we going to find this guy? Yeah, those three are going to add 180. So take 180 minus 54 and get 126. Alright, so how are we going to find X, W, well, what's X? Yeah, how are we going to find X, W, Y? That's this guy right here.
Alternate. Well, we know that the ZWY equals 64 because that's the alternate interior.
W, no.
Or it's
Your alternate interior angle would be, well, we don't have alternate interior for this guy. We have a vertical angle.
Because X, W, Y, and W, X, Z are congruent, so you have to subtract 64 from that.
Alright, so we have an isosceles triangle, right? So this guy has to be equal to this guy. So if we take 180 minus 64, what do we get? 116. And since these two have to be equal, we can take that 116 and do what? Divide by 2 and get 58 degrees. Y, X, Z. Okay, if this is 58, what's this guy? No, what's this guy? 58. Okay, and we know this is a 90-degree angle. So you're right, that's going to be 32. W, V, Z. Why 116? Because these guys are a linear pair, yep, supplementary linear pair, yep. X, W, Z. 90 degrees. And X, Z, Y? Y 58? Alternate interior angles, good job. Alright, DB, so this whole thing is 40 BAE, this little guy, is 52. Alright, so AC is 42, what? Diagonals are congruent. EB then has to be y. Diagonals bisect each other. BC, y. Opposite sides are congruent. So for AB, what do we have to do? Pythagorean theorem. Okay, so I know this is 26. What's AC? 42. And our right angle is here. What's my 26 squared? Oh my gosh, I did everything. They will help you to focus if you do these with us. So 676 plus x squared equals 1764. Okay, so x squared equals 1088. And x is
33 actually.
yeah, 33, because it's what, 32.98?
Yeah.
Right, so if we rounded that, we're gonna get 33.
Yeah.
Alright, so A, B, C. 90. Because it's a rectangle, we've got 4 90-degree angles. A, B, D. Okay, if this is 52, what's this have to be? 38, and remember you have isosceles triangles in there. So if that's 38, this has to be 38. So BCA. 52 what? Alternate interior angles. And DEC. So if this is, you said this guy is what? 38. Right, DEC, what's this guy then? 38. So how are you going to find that guy? 180 minus 76. 4. It's similar to what we were doing with parallelograms. Similar, a little bit more properties. Okay, we're not going to go through all these, but there are a few that we need to talk about. What would I do with these two? Let them equal to each other. Why? Opposite sides are congruent. It says RT is 5x minus 14. US is 2x plus 10. What would you do with those? Why? Yep, set them equal to each other. Diagonals are congruent. JM and MK, what do you know about those guys? They're congruent because the diagonals are congruent and they bisect each other, yep. Alright, this one we need to talk about because VW is that guy, is the little guy, and SU is the whole thing. So what do we have to do? Yeah, double VW, so 2 times 9x minus 11.
That's I said not 22.
Okay, so you need to do this. Okay, listen. Okay, so what do I get here? 18x minus 22 equals 16x minus 12. So I have 2x equals 110x is 5. Now, it wants WT. So it wants this guy. So what would I plug 5 into?
VW.
Yeah, because it's going to be congruent to that. So 9 times 5 is 45 minus 11. So WT would be 34. Some of these you're gonna have to plug in to be able to figure other things out. Okay, like if I look at number 10, what do I know about those two angles? They're congruent. Why? Alternate interior, so 7x plus 5 equals 7x minus 3. What do we get? 4x equals 2. Equals positive 8. So x is 2.
Oh,
So x would be 2. Okay, now it wants BCE, so it wants this angle. So which one of those two angles should we find? Well, okay. So if I plug in my 2 here, 22 minus 3 gives me 19, and how am I going to find that? Yep. So 90 minus 19 gives me 71. What are these? What happens with these two angles? 8 equal 90, add up to 90, so 3x plus 2 equals 90, so how many x's? 15x minus 90, 15x equals 5, x is 6, so let's look at what we're trying to find. We're trying to find JHI, which is this guy. So who do I want to plug that in for? Yeah, because those are alternate interior. So 18 plus 2 is
20.
So that would be 20. So does that make sense how you're going to have to plug stuff in to be able to